even after we have heard from the Central Bank of Nigeria that the old 500 and 1,000 Naira note can now be used as legal tender, it seems it's not all over yet. Well, that's why we have Kelly out on the street to give us what's going on. Hi, Kelly. You've been on the road a whole lot this week. So once again, we have you out there. News we're hearing from the background is even though 500 and 1,000 Naira note has been addressed by the central bank, to be used, the banks actually can give it out, but they refuse to take it in, or they ask for individuals to generate codes before they can take it back. What have you found about that?
Well, yes, just before we get into all of those details, we are back on the streets of Lagos, mainland Lagos, precisely the Ojodu Berger area here in Lagos, Nigeria. And from where I am, and perhaps a stretch of 200 kilometers, we have about 5 banks right here. And just like you said in your introduction, it does appear that the hardship is not over just yet, because we do have pockets of crowds around these banks. But let's get to do you the background of exactly what we're talking about here. Let's take for instance, the cameraman can just turn pan to my right-hand side of this particular bank. We can see just pockets of crowd or pockets of people just here waiting to gain access into this particular bank. I've spoken to 1 or 2 persons who have used the banking hall from this particular bank, and they have said that right in there they do not have so much persons around. But what we've discovered around this particular bank is that the automated teller machines here don't seem to be working. So for this particular branch or this particular bank, Lagosians here would have to go into the banking hall just to withdraw cash. I'm also told that they cannot withdraw more than 20,000 Naira. We'll speak to 1 or 2 persons about that in just a moment. But let's also get to establish another bank to my left-hand side, right here at the Ojodu Berger area. This doesn't just look like pockets of crowd. This is actually a massive crowd at this particular branch. I'm not sure how we can capture this because there are vehicles passing, but we can see at that particular bank, we can see pockets of persons here trying to gain access as well into that particular bank. So that's what it is right here, right now, this time. But over the issue about trying to make deposits into the bank, yes, we've spoken to 1 or 2 persons behind camera about all of that. And they said, yes, indeed, the CBN is trying to see how they can track people who, I think they have a directive perhaps from the Apex Bank about trying to track people who try to make in deposits into the banks. And that's why they are, of course, trying to make sure they have the record of who is bringing what and just how much. That's what we've been able to get, of course, from 1 or 2 officials who, of course, cannot speak to us on Channels TV in front of the camera. But let's get to feel the pulse of Lagosians here. I have a POS agent, I have a customer, a bank user as well here, who would like to speak to Nigerians, speak to us live on Channels TV about what exactly is going on. Let's begin with the POS agent because she has shared something that indeed we need to let out there. Well, come talk to us here live on Channels TV. What's your name?
My name is Gift Oliver.
All right, go ahead and share with us what exactly your story, what exactly the difficulties are for you as a POS agent and your business.
Yeah, the thing is the whole thing is so frustrated. As in, we don't see money to do business. For like 1 month now, I've not opened. For like 1 month, I've not stopped. And we don't see money. I come to bank and they said I will collect 5,000, 10,000. Is that what I will use to run my business? For how long now? And I told that money is outside. They can't give us money to run our business. We are really suffering in this Nigeria, please. Me, I'm suffering and I can say it and again and again. I'm tired of the whole things. I'm just tired of the whole things.
Yes, I know you're on this queue. What number are you?
I'm in 111.
With 100?
Yeah, 111.
And how long have you been here?
I've been here for 5 hours, around 6 o'clock. Wow. I thought if I come out that early, I will see where to collect money. Still, till now, we are still on the queue.
All right. Well, Gibbs, we have to leave it here and now. We feel your pains indeed, and of course the pains of almost maybe 200 million Nigerians. These are indeed very interesting times indeed to be a Nigerian. And we also have another customer, a bank user here, who is also willing to speak with us live on Channels TV. Please come over here as quickly as possible so we can just get in your views. What exactly is playing out with you at this moment? Why are you here? How long have you been here?
It is saddening. a country, Nigeria, with the situation we are going through, despite the announcement from the CBN to continue to spend the old cash, I still find it difficult to get money. I was at the GTB since 7 a.m. till now. No money at the ATM. There is no money. I walked down to the Union Bank. No money. I am number 122. So I don't know how long I have to stay. As a civil engineer, I have to pay my artisans. I couldn't lay my hand on penny. And they are at work, yelling at me at night they need to get their money. It is so saddening.
All right.
So saddening.
Thank you so much for speaking with us live here on Channels TV. You're an engineer, of course. He has shared his pain. He'll need to pay his workers as well. I mean, we feel his pain and we feel the pains of those who are out here, of course, trying to make transactions. They're trying to gain access to their cash. And they're just wondering, in the 21st century, why would it cost an average Nigerian 5-6 hours to gain access to his own cash? But let's move on and try to see how we can get other banks around this area. Come with me and let's do this as quickly as possible. Hopefully we can also try to see if we can buy something with the old Naira notes and see what kind of reaction we'll get to that. Well, I have somebody here. Madam, I'd like to just buy your bonds and I have the old notes. Would you like to get, can I pay with that?
Yes, you don't have to. Collecting old notes, so I can collect it.
All right, so you can collect my old note.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll be back with you and buy these bonds in just a moment. But stay with me and let's get to tell our viewers again, watching us from around the world, here in Nigeria, the continent, and around the world, of course. Take a look at this particular bank, for instance. This, of course, is what we've been talking about. So Nigerians queuing at this particular bank. They want to gain access in there and make withdrawals and gain their cash. But yet they have to sit in this scorching sun before they can do that. And we have spoken to a few of them who have shared their pains with us, and indeed, we tell you, it's really been
Kelly.
very difficult for them. I wish we could just see some persons who are also just seated. All right.
Yes, we see Nigerians there. Obviously, not a very good picture. They're not very encouraging, and this is even after the central bank has said that the 501,000 naira could be used as legal tender. Still, it seems it's still really difficult for a lot of Nigerians to access their money. So it might be that the central bank still has more work to do, you know, for Nigerians to be able to access their money and for businesses to run. If we want money to get down there and to mop up some of the consequences of this cash crunch that the country has been facing for about a month now, then we call on the Central Bank of Nigeria. And of course, there's still that issue of people cannot easily deposit the old Naira notes, even though the banks can give out the old Naira note. When individuals want to deposit it, then they will be required to use a code. I thought that was when 501,000 Naira note were no longer legal tender. So we call on the Central Bank of Nigeria to please, ameliorate this pain that Nigerians are facing.